Good morning, friends. It is a rainy, disgusting, windy day here in Vancouver. I lost a couple of my sunflowers. My tallest sunflowers just got knocked on their ass. But today it's another episode of Yarn Yappin'. If you're new here, I'm Jordan. This is the series where I yap about yarn. Today we're going to be doing like a little bit of a catch up with me, updates, what's to come in the future, and I am excited. I'm going to be working on a crochet project. I'm working on a little crocheted t-shirt. You know the one. I'm caught here. Whoa. This is some 100% cotton yarn. This is a discontinued cotton. And I'm working on a little cotton t-shirt. So I think I'm going to finish up this round and try it on. But if you see me like fiddling down here, that's what's going on. Yeah, like I said, discontinued cotton. I'm using a Furls crochet hook. This is their resin line. I don't remember the exact name of this one. It's a 5mm. And my weird neck vein is gonna be like kind of creeping me out this entire video. Ew. Let's get into it. The date is currently August 18th. It is my birthday weekend. My birthday is tomorrow. Thank you for all the lovely birthday wishes that I have received already. Really appreciate you guys. Birthday weekend, I had a little birthday celebration in the park with some friends. We had some cake, we giggled, we basked in the sun, we ate snacks, and I was knitting, as a birthday should. And it is the end of August. That's where this story is going. It's the end of August, and September 1st, my roommate is actually moving out. So I'm currently in a 2-bedroom, and I have a roommate, as I have indicated. She's moving out September 1st. Before anyone asks, we are still friends. She's one of the best roommates I'll ever have. Love her to pieces. If you're looking for a makeup artist in or around the greater Vancouver area, go check out her work. She is that bitch, so talented. She just has an opportunity to live on her own, and I don't want another roommate because, first of all, I'll never have a better roommate than Emaleth. Second of all, I want an art studio. I want an art space. I want a proper art room. I want an art space. So September 1st, I will be taking over my full lease, and I will be living here alone, and I'll be converting this room, my bedroom, where you guys see me all the time, into my art space. Her room is smaller and it's darker and it's good to sleep in. This room is big and open. The window is massive. The lighting is great in here. It's good for filming. So I will be converting this into my art space, my art studio. I'm finally going to be able to have my knitting machines set up, my sewing machine. I haven't used my sewing machine in over a year and a half because it's such a pain in the ass to pull it out, dust it off, clean it up, set up the space, use it, take it all down. ADHD does not work that way. I need the sewing machine to be right there. I need to be able to sit down. I need to be able to do my thing. And I need to be able to leave my sewing mess on the sewing table. And I've been really missing my sewing machine. If you're new here, you're like, bitch, I didn't even know you could sew. And I'm like, yeah, because I haven't sewed in over a year and a half. And I miss it. It's a very frustrating craft for me, but I really enjoy it. And I'm excited to have a craft room. I'm scared shitless because obviously financially this is a big change, and this is a big like move a big move in terms of like investing back into my business, investing into myself. So I'm scared shitless, but I'm really excited and it feels right. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I always said, you know, if Emaleth wants to move out, I don't want another roommate. Having a roommate is hard, especially when you're neurodivergent, when you're autistic, ADHD, all those things. Having a roommate is just hard, but it just feels right. This feels like the right time. This feels like a good move. So I will be doing that scared. I'll be doing it scared, but you know, that's how it is. And I'm really excited. That's really like kind of the main point of this video is I just want to say like, new art space coming soon, new filming space coming soon. I'm excited to furnish my home. I've never lived somewhere alone where I could furnish. If you guys followed me about 2 years ago-ish, the very, very, very beginning of my fiber arts journey, I was living with family and I was in a partially furnished basement suite. So I had some of my furniture, some of my art, obviously, but it was partially furnished and I couldn't fully decorate and put up all my trinkets like I would want to. So I'm really excited to have that opportunity. Very excited. I think that is all in terms of that part of the update. That's really all I have to say, is that's what's happening September 1st, and I'm scared, I'm excited, and that's, yeah. I can't crochet and look away. I can knit and not look. I can't do that with crochet. So I apologize for not making eye contact, but I don't think any of you are here to make eye contact with me. So the next thing I want to do just a quick little yap about, and then we're going to do a little Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me some just kind of fiber arts related questions in general. Let me get my wrapper out of there. And so I'm going to answer some of those. If you're not following me on Instagram, JackassCollective, I post 5 days a week over there. I'm always yapping on my stories, so follow me there if you want to see all that, if you want to be involved in the Q&As. And yeah, so before that, we talked about in my last yarn yapping video, I believe. Was it? I think so. Given the territory of yarn yapping I'm normally talking. Yes, it was my Jackass Collective, new Jackass Collective yarns video. If you haven't seen that, again, go check that out. I was talking about how I'm going to be carrying some consistent yarn bases. Hi, if you're new here, I love dyeing silly little secondhand, vintage, discontinued, textured, weird yarn bases, and because of that, oftentimes I'll have maybe maximum 6-8 skeins of one yarn base, and they're constantly changing. There's always new things in the shop, and I love doing that. That itches a part of my brain, my ADHD little rat brain, so good, and I love doing that. I'll never stop doing that. But I know it is a hindrance for some people. Some people don't create that way. Some people don't craft that way. So I'm excited to have some consistent yarn bases and have some consistent colorways, and just know that I'm busting ass doing that right now. Halloween, I'm a little bit behind on my Halloween stuff, and I'm trying not to be hard on myself because this time last year I was launching my Halloween yarns and I haven't even dyed everything this year. So I'm trying not to be hard on myself, but I also do feel behind, but just I'm getting there, and I'm not going to apologize. It is what it is. I'm disabled. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying my best. Halloween stuff is coming. Again, on Instagram, I post more updates there, and I'll always, obviously, come tell you guys when the Halloween yarns are coming, but Instagram gets it first and fastest and most repetitively, so I'm excited. I'm looking at a pile of yarn over there. That's Halloween. It's coming soon. And let's do a little Q&A. Let me find my questions. I'd like to say that for my new studio update, I will have a more consistent filming corner and a more consistent camera angle, more consistent lighting, like just a little bit higher production value, not high production value, just a little bit higher than what I have going on here. Because right now, you guys are literally just balanced on my computer and I'm reading my questions off of the computer behind you. So there's little improvements coming here and there. I'm not a technology person, and I will never have a high production value in terms of my YouTube videos. I'm sorry, but that's kind of the style here. We're chatty, we're hanging out. That's the vibe. So let's get into some of these questions. There wasn't too many. There was a handful of questions, so I'm picking and choosing my favorite here. So question number 1 says, what's your favorite fiber to spin and what's your favorite to work up? Lately, I've been spinning a lot of silk and silk blends. I'm currently spinning 100% recycled sari silk, as I'm aiming for like a DK sport weight yarn. I've never tried to spin yarn with a specific... I've never spun yarn with intention, if that makes sense. I've never sat down and said, I'm going to spin this yarn to be this weight for this pattern. And I'm spinning this sari silk for a DK sport weight, and I want to knit a ripple bralette with it. Never done that before, but spinning the sari silk, having so much fun. I will link the Etsy seller that I got this sari silk from, because it's more of a sari silk roving. It's not just threads. It's not just like the sari silk threads. There's a mixture of the recycled sari silk threads with some silk that's been kind of processed down to more of the fluff, the fiber that you spin. It's been lovely. I've been loving that. I spun some 100% Tussa silk. People say don't spin 100% silk on its own, blend it with things. I wanted to try it on its own. The spinning community is very adverse to spinning 100% silk, and I'm not sure why. I'm having a lot of fun. I also spun some Rambouillet silk, and I've just been really enjoying spinning with silk blends and silks lately. As for what's my favorite to work up, I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm just very much loving silk blends right now. I was knitting with I was crocheting with some Juniper Moon. I can't remember the exact yarn line, but it's a silk wool blend. It's like a lace weight. It was so lovely to work with. I'm just really enjoying silk right now. That's probably like summertime. I'm enjoying the silk, but I'm excited to do more silk blends, and I would love to dye some silk blends for the shop eventually. That's coming down the line, obviously. We're baby steps here. Next question, do you have any advice for posting art online? How to not let it squash your creativity? I was talking about this with a friend the other day, and I would say my biggest piece of advice for posting your art online is I know it's very hard to do this, but you need to not think about the numbers. It doesn't matter how many likes your art is getting. It doesn't matter the comments. It doesn't matter the shares. It doesn't matter the views. How many views did the reel get? Your art is still art. You don't need like your engagement to validate how badass your art is, how cool, how beautiful your art is. And I know that's very hard to do because as a society, we value so many likes, going viral, all this, but I think that's like, that ruins it. That ruins posting your art online. The point is to share your art and build community, build relationships. It's not about how many numbers you can hit. I would say that's my biggest piece of advice. Your engagement and your likes and your all of that doesn't matter unless you're at a point where you are getting paid brand deals and you are working with a company that's saying, okay, what's your engagement like? We're going to pay you based on your engagement. It doesn't matter until you're at that point. And in the meantime, it's about building like connections, meeting other fiber friends, meeting others. For me, I'm neurodivergent. Hi. So meeting other people online that are autistic, that are ADHD, that use fiber arts as a very like therapeutic, meditative practice, connecting with those kind of people, connecting with other spinners, connecting with other people with the same chronic illnesses as I do. It's about building those relationships through your art, for me at least. And that's kind of the advice I like to give people, is that like, it's not about the numbers. And it's really hard to do that. And I do find myself like, this reel didn't do what, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, my Instagram account could get deleted tomorrow, and it doesn't matter what my likes were at. It would be about the connections that I made. Okay, I had to rebuild my platform. Those people that I made those connections with and that I have those relationships with, they're gonna follow me to my new account. Those old likes, like, that shit doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? And it is hard because it is such a little happy brain boost, little dopamine rush when you have something go viral or you get tons of comments, like people validating your art. But it's not about that. And I know that's like a very cliche response, but I feel like that's my answer. Sorry. Yeah, I've been talking about that a lot with some friends lately, with some fiber art friends that are kind of newer to chronically posting. And I've been online obnoxiously for many, 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 many years. So I'm very desensitized to this post did terrible. I feel like my art isn't valid. Your art is valid no matter the engagement it gets. And that's all I have to say on that. So next question is, what's your favorite color combo? Do I even have to say it? Guess. Just guess. Go in the comments down below. What do you think my favorite color combo is? It's purple and green. It's purple and green. I love purple and green. Beetlejuice has been one of my favorite movies. I'm getting all these texts pop up on my computer. Sorry, it's distracting me. Beetlejuice has been one of my favorite movies since I saw it in early childhood. I did not realize they were doing a Beetlejuice sequel. Beetlejuice sequel with Winona Ryder, the OG Beetlejuice actor, can't remember his name, sorry, and Jenna Ortega. I'm so excited. It's out in September, and I fully have like a Beetlejuice knit piece that I'm going to be making for that launch. Purple and green, I love it. I don't know why. They're just some of my favorite colors. I love combining them together. I also love pink and green. Like kind of looking like Cosmo and Wanda over here, but love those. Love those colors. They'll never go away. Sorry if you're not a purple or green bitch. I don't know what you're doing here, but and then the other part of that question was, what did you do before Jackass Collective? I was a makeup artist before Jackass Collective. I was a makeup artist. I was doing a lot of modeling, a lot of more creative work in like photography. I did a lot of styling. I did a lot of film photography. Like I love taking photos on film. There was a while where I was doing different like sets and shooting models in those sets on film. If you scroll down on my Instagram, all my modeling stuff is there. All my photography stuff is still there. It's all there, and it's work that I'm still really proud of and that I love doing. I just have ADHD, and I gotta bounce around to all these different things, different crafts, if you will. The next question says, are you hoping to work in fiber full-time eventually? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if working in this field full-time would kind of, what's the word, like burn me out, I guess, kind of make me lose the passion for it. I could have put on a cuter t-shirt. I'm sorry, this is just like the shirt I slept in. It's like it's my birthday weekend, okay? I'm allowed to be a little lazy. Yeah, I don't know if it will like burn me out, if it would kind of take away the joy. So I'm not sure about that. That would be like obviously awesome if I could thrive paying my bills, doing what I love. That's not a goal right now. So who knows? Let's see. Next question says, how much do you generally pay for thrifted yarn? Depends. Some stores will have them just like loose skeins, like it's just one skein with a price on it. Some of them will have like bags with 2, 3, 4 balls or skeins of yarn in each bag, so they can be $2 each, they can be $14.99. It really depends. There's kind of a what is the word? A range. Obviously, that's how pricing works. There's a range, but that's generally what I experience. That's what I see in the stores. I don't know how to conclude that question. Next question. What do I need to join the sock cult? Sock yarn? Sock yarn and needles? I'm not sure I understand this question. What do I need to join the sock cult? You need sock yarn and some needles, baby. And, rude. Honk honk. What are we on about here? I love knitting socks. It's been a while. I have some sock yarn that is just like waiting. I have some sock patterns that is just sitting there waiting, but I haven't knit a sock in a while. It's freaking hot out. I'm not in the mood to be knitting socks, but you should consider joining the sock cult. Next question says, what does that say? I'm a new knitter, very experienced crocheter. Do you have any tips for creating your own knit garments? I can in crochet, but I can't work it out in knit yet. What I'm assuming they're referring to is like freehanding your own patterns, not needing to follow someone else's pattern. And listen, I went through this too. I was a crocheter before I was a knitter, and I find it, certain garments in crochet versus certain garments in knit are easier to freehand in one or the other, if that makes sense. I would say you have a foundation of understanding garment construction. I think it's now just, you need to know how to do the basics in knitting. Do you know how to do the decreases? Do you know how to do the certain increases? Do you know which increases are going to give you what look? You already have an understanding of crocheting, so you know what crochet hook with what yarn is going to give you what drape of the fabric. It's now just transferring that into your knitting needles. What yarn, what knitting needles are going to make this fabric drape. I think it's just kind of getting a little bit more familiar with what your knitting needles can do and what your basic knitting needle stitches can do. Your slip slip knit, your knit two together, your make one right, make one left, like your basic increases, decreases, just being more familiar with those is what I would say. You have to just have more experience and more, do it more. Like, I don't know how else to word that. Next question says, any crochet projects in the works? Yes, I'm working on this little, actually, let's see where we're at. I don't think I've finished a round yet, but let's see where we're at. I'm doing a little t-shirt. Let me get up here. Oh, damn. So we're about here. I think I'm actually really happy with this length. I might have to do some more rows up top here just because of my shoulders, but I'm wearing a big t-shirt, so I will try that on properly in a minute. I'm also working on a crochet blanket, the floral granny square blanket. Let me grab it. So I've showed this on my Instagram really quickly. You can see I've got like loose ends. This is, I think, 7 by 5 rows, and it's beautiful. I'm really happy with all these colors I chose, but it's an awkward length, so I'm gonna do one more row down at the bottom. So I need 7 more squares. I've got like 5 of them done. I just had like a hyperfixation on this crochet stitch and I just needed a break from it, so I have been breaking from it. And this is the Loops and Threads yarn from Michaels, the impeccable acrylic. It's so soft. It's so nice to work up with. I think that's all I have for crochet projects. I think I powered through, like, I think I have like maybe 3 whips right now, and I think it's just this and the blanket that are crochet. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I've been yapping once again. I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you for coming to this episode of Yarn Yappin'. Thanks for listening to me yap my way through some Jackass Collective updates, and thank you for everyone that asked me little questions. I love when y'all are nosy. Like, I yap enough, so whenever you guys have questions for me, I'm like, I love it. Yeah, follow me on all my social media. I mentioned my Instagram, JackassCollective, TikTok, also JackassCollective. I've been posting on TikTok. And subscribe here, obviously. Comment, like, share if you think it's worth sharing. What should you guys comment? What are you guys working on? Are you a sock knitter? Have you spun before? Tell me down below, and I will be back eventually. The washing machine is on. The washing machine is always on. I'll be back eventually with some Halloween yarn updates, hopefully quickly. I'll be back quickly with some of those, and I think that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching. Bye.